In February 2022, Vladimir Vladimirovich goes to China for the Olympics and holds a meeting with Xi Jinping, then returns home, and 2 weeks later, the 24th of February takes place. Thus begins the first stage of the military confrontation between the hegemon and the troika of Russia, China and Iran. Then, already on the 26th of September 2023, 2 weeks before the beginning of events in the Middle East, there is an official exchange of contacts between Putin and Xi. And again 2 weeks later, Iranian-controlled structures begin to act against Israel. Thus began the second phase of the military confrontation with the US. Yesterday, the Russian president's administration posts an interview in which Putin explains to a Chinese audience what is happening in the world from Russia's point of view. And the very next day, there is official confirmation of the president's visit to the Middle Kingdom. The visit will begin on the 17th of October. No, we are not saying that a big fuss in Taiwan is guaranteed to start in a fortnight as the third stage, although current events demonstrate more and more clearly that the trio of Moscow, Beijing and Tehran have decided to break the hegemon from 3 sides at the same time, not letting Washington wake up. Moreover, many laughed at Biden, who recently said that the US has enough forces to support Ukraine and Israel. In fact, they laughed in vain from our point of view. It is enough. However, he did not say anything about what Washington would do if it was necessary right now to support Taiwan as a third front. Would there be enough states to do that? With current spending, definitely not. And this is despite the fact that Russia, China and Iran are the world leaders in the production of military-industrial complex products. They are guaranteed to produce more weapons than the United States and its allies. Now briefly on the situation in Taiwan right now. Firstly, there is a presidential election there in January 2024, 3 months from now, and the gnawing has already started. Lai Ching-te of the Democrats, Hu Yu of the Kuomintang and Ko Wen-je are the main candidates for leader. And as is usually the case, there is no agreement, but plenty of bickering. It's the perfect time to act while everyone is sharing the throne. Secondly, the American Institute for the Study of War, one of the US military intelligence think tanks, rightly points out that Beijing has begun massive economic integration of the coastal island of Kinmen, which is controlled by Taiwan's special administrative districts, reduced rates, subsidies, and so on. That is, it is not waiting for Kinmen to officially come home. Beijing has already begun to act. And third, Beijing has completed the reorganization of its army. Of what's left is to adopt a few missile systems to help with the landing operation in Taiwan. In any case, Beijing has room for maneuver, but it is hard to imagine a better time than now to start active operations in Taiwan. The U.S., which has to torn between Ukraine, the Middle East and Taiwan during the fighting, will simply burst from overstretch. And with the presidential campaign and the change of Speaker of the House of Representatives Kevin McCarthy, there is also the problem of coordinating budgets to fund its allies. Add to this the US budget agreed not for a year, but for only 45 days, and it becomes clear that this is not just a window of opportunity for Beijing. It's a gate wide open, so it looks very much like Russia. China and Iran have really started to implement their plan that we have described. The hegemon has to be eaten piece by piece and at the same time. And also, the third front is not all the gifts that the powers that be have prepared for the hegemon. Russia and its partners have one more trump card, which will certainly surprise the hegemon in South Korea.